I've commented before, to a large extent, women have been judged on their sexual morality, which means they're keeping men to a large extent at a distance, unless they are married to the man. Okay, now, one of the oddities of the second wave of the feminist movement, when it broke in the early 1970s, is that the association with lesbianism meant that I had to, for example, defend Gloria Steinem. I felt kind of, as a kid, I was somewhat sympathetic to the feminist movement, and I defended Gloria Steinem by telling somebody all the men she dated. And I said, she's done it with a lot of guys. So there you have a kind of an oddity, I think, that happens, that you have to, as a woman, you have to defend yourself from the charge of being a queer, in quotes, by showing that you're a slut. And but that did happen, and that was one of the things that happened because of the feminist movement. It did, in fact, have a large contingent of lesbians in it. And to prove you're not that dreadful thing, you know, a woman who actually loves another woman sexually and erotically, you had to prove that you had been around with the guys, which was what you, prior to that, women didn't want to prove. They wanted to prove that they hadn't been around the guys. They spent most of their free time with the other ladies. Because, of course, you know, lesbianism had to be kind of invisible. And when the other ladies were not doing anything sexual, right? Okay. And I just do think that was a very strange thing. There was actually a couple of women back in the 1970s, who were going to be, some women who were going to be kicked out of the Navy, partly because they had supposedly engaged in lesbian activity. Now, how did they defend themselves against the charge of having engaged in lesbian activity? They had their boyfriends testify that they were getting some. And in fact, one of them had a man come on, testify that they'd been on the beach, that she had performed oral sex on him, and in his considered opinion, it was not her first time. Okay, I just thought I'd point that out because it is an oddity of history, that and of gender roles, that you know, women should have to defend themselves against the charge of being lesbians by proving that the guys have gotten some. Hope you liked hearing that, and will subscribe to my channel.